U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has had leading expertise for well over 10 or 15 years now on indoor environments. And schools are largely about indoor environments. In fact, we think about ourselves as looking at the great indoors as opposed to the great outdoors. Our pitch has been we don't really care what color they are. We don't care if they're green or purple or yellow or black or whatever color the building is or its alleged attributes are. What we really care about is that it's easy to keep clean, it's easy to maintain, and it's healthy for the most vulnerable occupants. And you are building buildings for the occupants. And I think in some ways the field of architecture and building design sort of forgot that it was building codes were about people. And I look at some of these buildings with soaring atriums and entryways and gosh darn it, a koi pond in the entry, and thinking, what are they doing with mold and moisture, and who's going to clean it? Really, really practical questions. Because we also know that in terms of occupants, children are more vulnerable to environmental hazards than the adults around them. If you don't have a healthy indoor environment, you can't have attendance, test scores, or productivity. You can't. And that's where all the cost savings and benefits are in operating schools. Schools are not factories. They don't have production values based on turning out widgets. They're buildings that are filled with women and children. And everything about schools is about people. And women and children are subsets of the general population that are highly vulnerable to environmental hazards. And there really aren't a lot of standards in indoor environments. It makes it a perfect place to practice prevention. So preventing problems from the get-go, appropriate siting, appropriate design, appropriate ventilation, but make sure in the end that whatever you've invested in is a building that's easy to keep clean and maintain, because if you don't have that in place, nobody can keep up with it.